Let's say there's a sponsor who is excellent at explaining the compensation system, but is an annoying person. He's preoccupied with his compensation, so partners are not going to stick with him. They would feel discouraged. On the other hand, there's a sponsor who's not very knowledgeable, but very kind and honest. He makes you want to help him out. You're afraid no one else will help him out if you don't, because he doesn't seem to have very many resources. You definitely don't want to disappoint him. This is how your organization grows. Honesty and good-heartedness can generate a much higher productivity than what knowledge can generate. That's a fact. They are such valuable capital. Let me tell you what honesty is all about. Keeping your word, even in a situation where you take losses, is true honesty. Changing your positions depending on the situation is not honesty. You must follow up with your actions even if the situation changes. In other words, you should embrace taking losses. Good-heartedness refers to putting priority on others' gains rather than your own. 1 Corinthians 13 talks about love. Love is kind, and it is not self-seeking, Paul tells us. In other words, selfishness is not kindness. Kindness is to seek others' gains before seeking your own. This is how you should approach your work. You should have compassion for your partners. If you're a person who is happier to see them getting paid instead of yourself, you will succeed 100%. I guarantee it. How could you not succeed with that kind of mentality? Would your partners not sense it? Of course they would. My sponsor sincerely wants to see me succeed. That's what I did. I am a very good-hearted CEO. I'm not embarrassed to tell you this. Why not? I have evidence. The early members of the Royal Club went through a lot of hardship. And I wanted to see them succeed from the bottom of my heart. I wasn't much better off. I was a credit delinquent and had little money for the company. Although I was in a dire situation, I genuinely wished for their success. I sought my partner's gains. Normally, compensation is supposed to be paid out a week after the books are closed. Back then, I was in charge of the computer system, so I did the daily calculation of compensations, then made phone calls to the members who made sales on that day. I would ask them if they anticipated any returns. We had a lot of returns back in those days. When they said they were sure of no returns, I was thrilled for them. I told them that they had earned $70 that day, and that I was wiring it to them so that they could use it for transportation and for lunch the next day. Then I sent them a message saying, "Congratulations on your compensation." I hope you can earn compensation every day. Let's hope together for even higher compensation. How I looked forward to sending those messages. Do you know how the company was doing back then? How I wished CEO Kim of Colmar B&H would give us goods on credit. Do I look like a con artist? He wouldn't deal unless it was in cash. Therefore, we only got a small quantity of goods every day. What about me, the CEO of this company? I needed income too, didn't I? My wife was working for $1,500 a month, and we used to live in a $500 a month rental home. Wouldn't I also want to bring home at least $1,000 or $2,000? Don't I need it too? I desperately needed to make money too, of course. However, my people, who are now Royal Club members, were in even more dire situations than I was. If I didn't send them money right then, they had to walk instead of riding the bus. They would have to get up at the crack of dawn, couldn't afford lunch, and drank only water. I was able to sense what kind of hardship they would have to go through. Do you think our early contractors believed that I cared or not? They knew for sure that I did.